Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the class of BCAR. How are you all doing? I hope you all are enjoying the festive season and you're also studying side by side for your exams. Yeah, I see so many of you have joined already. That's great. So today we will be starting with report writing, and it's not very different from what all we have been doing so far, but yet it is different, and which is why there is a separate chapter for it. So we will be discussing one by one what is report writing, what are the features, what are the objectives, and the formats, the steps, and everything. But before I proceed further, my signature question, if there is any problem that you have from the previous chapters, you can ask me. If there is any kind of question, any query, any doubt, you can ask me now. I'll wait for 2 minutes. In case there's no query, then we'll go ahead with this new chapter today. Arshdeep, which ones are we talking about here? You were saying chapter 12 and 13. I'm not really sure about these two chapters. I'll just check with the concerned person. And 12 and 13 was not taught to me, so I don't know. I'll speak and then I will respond accordingly. Okay, great. So there are so many of you who has no query. I'm glad to see that. I always say that, I'm going to repeat myself again, that this entire chapter, this entire subject is about practice. The more you practice, the better it is for you, because conceptually it is not very difficult to understand. But yes, when it comes to gaining expertise or coming over with your mistakes, you need to practice. Nobody can teach you all of that in one day, right? And even you as a human being cannot learn about everything in one day. This entire thing is about practice, how much you practice and how much you understand while practicing, right? So practice both. And I always say for your exams, I think the study material, the examples given in the study material, the practice exercises given in the study material, besides that, revision test papers, model test paper, previous year's question papers, everything should be enough. If you do all of this also for your exam, that should be enough. The suggested answers are also given on the website. For the study material questions, anyway, the answers, the hints are given already in your study material itself. So I think it should not be very difficult for you to prepare for your exams. Right. Now, let's start with report writing. I'll check with, like I said, I'll check with the concerned person. I'm not really aware of it. So if I'll have any information, I'll share it with you. Otherwise, I'm sure the information will be given to you from the website. Okay, so are we ready? Shall we start? Okay, so report writing. Now, what is report writing? What do you understand by the word report? What do you mean by reporting? What do you understand by the word report? When you say a crime has been reported or this news has been reported, what do you mean by that? Or I reported about it. I'm waiting. No, reporting is not complaining for sure. No, no, no. That these are two different things. Reporting is not complaining. An official log? No. None. I have not even got a single answer correct. So reporting is basically, if you ask me the word report, report means to describe or to give an account of something, right? You know what happened and how it happened. You are basically describing about what has happened, right? You're talking about what you observed, what you heard, and what was done right there, right? And it's kind of what how you investigated certain thing. That is what report is, right? Now the word writing is very much clear to you. Writing is when you give something in the written form. So report writing collectively becomes an account that you write. Just going to share the PPT with you. Yeah. So a report writing is an account given of a particular event, issue, subject, especially in the form of an official document. It is presented after thorough investigation or consideration by an appointed person or body. It is written for a well-defined purpose and for a specific audience. The information and evidence are clearly stated in a concise manner. Now, report is when you report for any event, like you could report for for any kind of a celebration, any kind of a fashion week, award function, annual day. When you report about what happened and how it happened, who all was invited, you just the correct account of correct facts about that event. You're not talking about your opinion here, you're talking about what was there, right? So that is what report writing is. Issue. Of course, when there is any issue that is being raised in the society, in the community, in nation, you write about it in newspapers and magazines. Subject, any kind of a subject matter, anything that people are discussing about. And this is an official document because, of course, either it is published in a newspaper or it is published in a magazine or on these online platforms these days, or it is also being submitted in the organizations as well. Now, like for example, let's take an example of a school as an institution. School as an institution. So if you have basically annual day being performed, one person is appointed the duty of writing about that annual day, a report about that annual day, like what all things were done, what all programs were there, who was the chief guest, how many people participated, what was the reaction of the people. Everything is there as part of the report writing, right? So this is, and but yes, report writing has to be done after thorough investigation and consideration. You cannot write about just what you've been feeling. You have to write about what was there, right? What happened right there. So it has to be true to its meaning. It has to be true to facts. Are we clear? It is written for a defined purpose, of course. When you're writing a report, see, for article, you can write as per your opinion, as per your convenience when you have time. But you don't write report of something if unless you have a particular purpose or particular audience to read it, right? You will not basically be start printing publishing the reports on your blogs. Also, you publish the articles, they're not the reports of something. It has to be in a concise manner. That goes without saying for any writing skill. It has to be concise. It should not go here and there, and it should not be unclear that people don't even understand what you are talking about. Are we clear? Still here? Okay. Now let's talk about the features. Now, what are the features of report writing? It has to be well researched. The research has to be top notch, to the point. It has to methodological presentation of facts. That means it has to be in sequence. It has to be strategized at how you present the facts. All the facts connected to each other. Description of an event or an occurrence. You basically describe what that event was about and what happened. When you're describing about an event and occurrence, it has to be in a sequential form. You cannot start from the first performance and describe about the last performance. Then you start talking about the fifth performance and sixth performance. No, the person who attended that thing or person who was there would like to read everything in sequence. Somebody who was not there, for that person, it is even more important to read everything in sequence. Then it comes presented with after thorough investigation. Like I said, you are writing a report that is going to reach to a lot of people. It has to be after a thorough investigation, thorough research. There is there's no, I would say, you can't be lenient about your investigation, right? Written for a specific audience, of course. When you write for a specific audience. Now you cannot now again, like for example, I'll just stick to one example. Now if you're writing a report about an annual day, not everybody is interested to read about a school's annual day. So who will be your audience? Your audience will be the students of that school, parents of the students whose kids are studying there, parents who aspire to put their children in that school. So they would read somewhat the management, the teachers. That's it. Other than that, I don't think there is any. And the competitors, of course. People who are competitors, people from other schools might read about your school, that how the annual day was conducted. Now, evidence and information stated in a concise manner. Now, whatever evidence that you have or information that you have, you should state that in concise manner. Be very brief about it. Don't stress on that, this is the evidence that you have for this. No, be very brief that, we can look into this picture. This is how it is being stated. If in the reports, in the schools, in the newspapers, pictures are also mentioned, right? So pictures are given, and at times, you take the reference from that picture and then write your report. Clear? Any problem so far? I'm waiting. If there's any problem, we'll discuss. Fourth point. Which is the fourth point? Is it like presented after thorough investigation, Zeba? It means that you're supposed to, okay, yeah. So it is about that you present your report after your thorough investigation, after you have, looked through what you're going to write. Whatever you think that you've seen or you've done, either you cross-check or, you basically look at the event very carefully, that you're very sure of what you're writing. Okay, so let's talk about now the types of reports. Now, there are three types of reports. Okay, so types of reports. The first report that we're talking about is of magazine report. Now, the magazine report is basically it's a given account of an event that has taken place. Now, when you write about an account about an event that has taken place, now events like any annual day, Independence Day event, any fashion week event, or any award function, all of this is of magazine report things. So there's a separate format that you need to follow for magazine reports. Then comes the newspaper reports. Now, newspaper reports, you basically account of current event. Now, newspaper reports generally cover the current events or current affairs, something that happened recently, right? Some accident has taken place, or some crime has taken place, or any kind of financial decision has been taken as a nation, or any policy has been changed. So all of that has been covered in the newspaper report, because that is something that has taken place currently. Official report. Now, third comes is official report, which I think you will be writing the most, because that is part of the organizations. So basically, when you have to submit the reports about any project that has been completed, or any project that has been going on, any proposal that needs to be submitted. So it's a very complex document, because that has a lot of number crunching, that has a lot of data, and that needs to be reported basically. Clear? So the three types of report writing. Oh yes, Manu, there is a specific format. Now you have three types of reports that we will be discussing. We will be talking about magazine report, newspaper report, and then official reports. I'm just going to share your study material with you. Yeah, here we go. I'm not able to share. 1 second, guys. Now, what comes first? What do you think will come first when we talk about the format of report writing? You've done other writing skills, so I'm sure you can answer this at least. What will come first? What comes first for any kind of a writing skill like this? Title, heading, very good. Name of the organization? No. Why would you write a name of your organization? Yes, title is a good answer. Then what do you think should come after title? What do you think will come after title? Okay, look here for the formats. Okay, now I figure out what I'm doing. Technology. Right, look here. Now, this is the format for the newspaper writing. Now here, if you see there is a title in the middle, then there is the name of the person who's writing it. Then on the left, there is a place, comma, date, then the set colons, and then you have to start your report writing. Okay, you start basically write your report right after the colon. Am I clear? It's a very simple format. You have a title, then you have a by, name of the author, then you have a place and the date. Because when you are reporting, you're supposed to report from which place are you reporting this, right? The incident might happen in Bhopal also, Chennai also. So from where, or as you know, for example, in terms of at times of natural disasters or calamities, when you're reporting about what is happening there, and what has happened, how much damage is done, destruction has been done. You first mention this. This is why the name of the place and the date is important here, and then you start writing about the body of the report. Next comes the magazine. This is easy. In magazine, you basically don't have to do anything. You just have to put the title, a headline, then there is a by, and then this you straight away start from the body of the report. No date, no place needs to be mentioned here. Are we clear? Yes. So that's the only difference in terms of newspaper. Like I said, in newspaper, you basically report about the current event, right? Also, in newspapers, generally, this cannot happen that something happened today and it's being reported after 15 days. No, it has to be reported right then and there, whenever it comes to the notice of the public or police or the departments. As soon as it comes to notice of the department, it is published in the newspapers. Are we clear? Then comes the formal official report. Now, official formal reports has a bit of a lengthy format, because it is about some particular project that we're talking about. And of course, the reports are usually shared internally or maybe submitted also at times, but that all of this information has to be given. Heading. Now, what is the heading of the project? Maybe then to, from, date, subject, introduction. You give details for the task and the reasons for it. Main body, information, resources and material used, description of the task, results, conclusion, your evaluation and suggestions. So this is the format. This is how you're supposed to submit the official report. Right? We will be discussing about this. Now, if you see, it goes in sequence. You first tell the subject, like, what is this report about? Then you give an introduction. Introduction means you can give a small executive summary about something, that what this report is going to be about. Then you give details for the task and the reasons for it, that what all things were done and why. Then comes the main body. It basically gives the entire report of the project. Then you give about the information, resource, and material used, description of the task. You have to describe what task took place, results, conclusion, and your evaluation and suggestions. Are we clear till here? Any problems? Any problem that you have so far understanding the reports formats? Yes, Bhumika, your opinion and suggestions. Yes. Okay, now let's look at one example here for the idea of report writing. Okay, let's discuss about your formats of your official reports. Okay, so there are two formats that are given for your official reports writing, right? The first one is that what I told you, right? And the second format says title page. Title page includes two from 1 second. Two is name of the person report is being submitted to from their name and department. Then comes the date of submission. Then comes the acknowledgement list of people and organizations that helped you in collecting data, research, and other aspects of getting report ready. Then comes a table of content. So you basically make the sections and subsections of the report that you're going to submit. You know, the reports have no limit. The official reports can go on and on and on to, I don't know, there's no limit on pages, right? Then comes a summary. Then you summarize basically the major points, conclusions, recommendations should be written on, give a general idea of the report. Now, you call it as executive summary also, which is about 1 page long. You just add on the major points, conclusions, and recommendations. Then comes the introduction. Now, introduction tells you about, explain the problem and make it clear that why this report is being written. Then you talk about your findings. You talk about that what information was collected, what material was used, what methods were utilized, and results arrived. Then comes the conclusion. Conclusion is basically the implications and inferences of your findings based on the fact described in the body. Importance of study in this. Then comes the recommendations, which is giving suggestions, proposals based on information data collected. Then comes the bibliography and references. So basically, when you submit any report, you're supposed to, if you pick up some inferences or some things from the other data, you're supposed to specify. Okay. And besides these two formats, many organizations have their own formats also. There is no hard and fast rule of submitting anything like this, right? Every you have, as an organization, you have an option of changing the formats as per your convenience. Are we clear? Okay, now let's look at one example first, and then we will go ahead with rest of the things. Okay, let's look at this sample number 2. I want you to read this first. Okay, you have to read this report and give me your observations. What do you understand? Why this report has been written? Okay, I'm going to stop the screen sharing for a second to read your comments. Okay, so this report is about a recent development. What the department is saying. Yes. Now, this news, it is not a news about that something that was decided 10 days ago. Was it? Yes. Now, we're talking about something that will be done immediately. Yeah, or maybe and the announcement was done recently and it will be start implemented from July 17, right? It is talking about what the things they will do, how they will do it, and everything, whatever was decided in that particular meeting. Are we clear? So this is what report writing is about. Now, this is the magazine report where we're talking about some schools' annual day. Now, we're talking about a case here about the cases being reported of swine flu in newspaper. And then comes the financial report. How reports are submitted, financial reports are submitted in organizations. Yes. Okay, the next we will talk about what are the things that we need to take care of when we are doing report writing. Oh gosh. Okay. Now, there's no place for personal opinions, perceptions, emotions, and feelings in the reports because you're basically reporting something that has happened, right? There is no need to add your personal opinion. You want to write a personal opinion, a report is not for the one. Your emotions, your feelings, nothing. Report is basically about what happened, how it happened, how it was done, right? And how it was organized, certain things. And how, for example, if you're talking about any incident, how did this thing take place? This is what report writing is about. You have to keep in mind your target audience. Now, in report writing, you have very specific kind of audience. Not everybody is going to read your reports, right? So you have to keep in mind your audience. Personal pronouns are not used because you are talking about an event from a third person perspective. So personal pronouns are not used. Passive voice is preferably used in rewriting newspaper reports. Newspaper reports are usually written in passive voice. I'm not sure if this has been explained to you in chapter number 2 or not, but yes, in newspaper reports, we use passive voice. Active voice is used for official reports. Now, when we're talking about the official reports, for the reports that is supposed to be submitted in the organizations, we use active voice. Past tense is mostly used because, of course, you're reporting something that has already been done. Language should be clear and concise. The language that you use has to be clear and concise. Now, it is especially because, the writing skills like report writing and article writing, you are writing for public, right? And for specific kind of an audience. So your language has to be understandable. Technical jargons must be avoided. This we always discuss. Jargons are not to be used like, just casually. Information should be organized logically, coherently, and in chronological order. Now you have to organize everything as per the logic, as per the connections, and as per the sequence. Right? Am I clear? Any problems? I'm going to wait for you to ask any problem that you have. Surya, your chat is visible. Tell me. If there's any problem, you can ask me now. Sixth point. Past tense is mostly used. Yeah, because the thing is already done. Yes, Asha, it is visible. Okay, so I want to give you one topic, interestingly, and you're supposed to tell me what all will you write if you have to write the report of this one. You have to write a report about the sales and markets during festival time. Sales and market during festival time. So you have to write the report on it. What all will you write? Sales in the market during festival time. Sales and market. Quick, you have 5 minutes for this. You will basically discuss and report about what is happening in the market currently, right? What are people buying mostly? What percentage of the market or what percentage of the class of people are in the market, about their purchasing capacity, about their capacity to spend on Diwali or the festival time. You talk about the Yes, you talk about the markets also, basically, which has the major footfall and how people are coming for the shopping. You can talk about some valuation also, because every time the valuation is released, that how many people have been buying all of this. Basically, this will be more about numbers because I'm talking about the sales here. So this will be more about the sales in terms of value of money, how much is being spent, what percentage of people, what kind of class of people are coming to the markets, who has these purchasing capacity, and is the purchasing capacity of people have been changed or not. Right. Anything else that you think you can cover in this report? No, you will not basically see. The idea is that you are supposed to report, the life situation from the markets. You're not supposed to cover the things separately. You have to talk about it, how people are flooding the markets to buy the things. Hmm. Yes, Manvi, the same quote that after COVID, the people's excitement is too much to celebrate the festivals. Okay, think about it a little more. I'll join you back in another 5 minutes. Let's take a 5 minutes break, and then we'll be discussing about the steps of report writing and how you're basically supposed to organize your thought, whatever you've been thinking right now, how you're supposed to organize your thoughts in the report writing. We will be talking about the steps one by one. Okay. So let's take a 5 minutes break and join you back in by 3 o'clock. Yeah. All right. So now let's talk about the steps of report writing. Now, what are the steps? Okay. First of all, let me ask you. Let's do this exercise. You've done article writing and you've done pressy writing also. All of these writing skills had steps. So based on what you've done so far, I want you to think about what are the steps of writing skills. What are the steps for the report writing as well? What do you think, as per your knowledge, what all steps you need to follow if you want to write a report writing? Okay, start. You have only 2 minutes for this. I won't give you much time to think. This, so you have copied from the study material, all of you. Okay, Shan, I think you had the most sincere answer. Rohini, I have asked for the steps, not about how it should be. Okay, quite honest answers. Okay, now let's quickly discuss about it. Okay, now here are the steps of report writing. Okay, first you understand the purpose and the requirement of this report. Now, if you're writing a report, like I said, you're not writing for your leisure. You're writing because you want to report about something or you want to tell people about what happened, right? So that is the purpose and the requirement of the report. So you have to make sure that it should be very clear for you. You need to understand it first before writing, right? Then you have to choose appropriate sources for information. You have to choose, if you can, go attend that thing. If you cannot, for example, you're reporting about any incident, then you need to choose the appropriate sources for the information. For any kind of incident, or probably you're talking about any calamity, any earthquake that has caused a lot of destruction. So if you're writing about it, you need to have appropriate sources for the information, right? You cannot write about what people are talking about. You have to write what you think about or what happened. Okay, then you organize it. So basically, you sort out and select relevant information, right? You organize that what is valid and what is not valid, what is uh, basically you need to sort out the relevancy of the event, if it fits into it or not, if whatever topic that you are writing about, if it is relevant for that. Or at times what happens on internet is people just start leaking out fake news and fake links and start talking about something that happened at another event. So you need to basically select the relevant content for your topic. Then you analyze the material collected critically. So you analyze whatever material that you thought, was it uh, is it fit, or is it suitable for you to add in your report writing. Then comes the presentation part, sorry, writing part. Writing part is you prepare your first draft. The first draft is about uh, it's always based on the information that you have collected, right? Next step, which is very important, is reviewing and redrafting. Now, reviewing is that you take a perspective from the first draft and then you rewrite and you reorganize after your review, right? Because what happens is you have information and you have quickly write it down and you prepare the first draft. Some information might be here and there, it might not be in the sequence, or you feel that this is not appropriate, or you need to put it here first, right? This was not supposed to be here. So basically, you need to reorganize your thoughts and your review. Then comes the presentation part. Make sure the words that you use are clear, events are in sequence, there's no grammar or spelling error, there's no punctuation error, and sequence is very important for your report writing. Are we clear? Any problems that you have so far about steps? All of this is a formal report only because you are going to publish it formally. So all of this is formal report. All right. So I'm going to just uh, phrase myself, and I'm going to just take you through it once again, quickly. One second, guys. Right. So the first part that I have explained you is about the understanding of the text, which is that you understand that why you're writing this, for whom are you writing this, and you basically understands all the instructions yourself first, right? Then you gather as per the topic. You basically find yourself authenticated and reliable sources. Then you organize your thoughts, you put it down, you divide it yourself based on the sections, based on the topics, based on the event. You basically divide the topic and you organize it. Then you choose that the order or the logical according to the logics, right? That this has to come first and this has to come first, and then you reorganize your thoughts, right? Now, what is analyzing is? Analyzing is when you keep it everything together, you need to see that your evidence, your data is not conflicting, right? Everything is verified, everything is logical in sequence. There's no conflict between the data and the evidence. Are we clear? Then when you write down. You need to write, be as clear and be as concise in your first draft as possible, so that when you basically finalize it, you don't confuse yourself. Avoid writing something very lengthy. Avoid lengthy sentences for sure, because that's very confusing. After writing, you review. Reviewing and redrafting is a very important step, and I think it is very important for any kind of writing skill. You need to basically review it and then redraft it. And then comes your presentation. Of course, your writing skill, your this thing, report writing has to be very properly drafted. There has to be a sequence that you need to maintain. And of course, you need to have a clarity. There has to be a proper English used, no spelling error, no grammatical error. It should be error free. It should not it should create a good impression in somebody's mind who's reading it. Your writing should be impressive, right? Divide your report as per the sections, headings, subheadings, whatever you think is appropriate, so that it makes it more clear. Your report writing becomes more clear, right? Are we clear? And always remember, when you're writing a writing skill, you're writing for the people, right? You have to write in such a language that people understand. Don't use the language that people will not understand. Clear? Any problem so far? Okay, tell me if there is any problem. What do you want me to explain in Hindi? Okay, now look at what is the writer's perspective to write the report writing. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so a writer has two things to do. It has to follow these either of these sequence for writing report writing. The first sequence is you observe and you collate information. So basically, in this, you are attending the event yourself. You are there, right there. So to see and to witness what is happening, then you basically about the event and the happening, and then this kind of things are usually for the general reader. It is to bring knowledge and information to the public domain, mainly published in newspapers and magazines. Okay, these kind of things. The other thing is when you research and you investigate and you gather information about few things. Now, this could be for official reports also of a particular issue, problem, or phenomena for defined readers for specific purpose. Now, this generally not published or published for selected audience. So this is another kind of report that is not really published, but it is for defined readers and for the specific purpose. Are we clear? Now look at the sequence that we need to follow. Okay. Okay, now let's analyze this report, which is about the annual day. Okay, quickly read, then we'll discuss this. It's very simple. It's a magazine report. So if you look at the format, there is just the title and the name of the author. And it's kind of very small and concise. Quickly, Now you see how the sequence of the event is given. It tells you straight away what all happened, when it was organized, and who was the chief guest, what happened first. The program began with the lighting of the lamp by the chief guest. Then it comes with that. It started with a welcome address and the presentation of a school annual report. Now, in the school's annual report, you all know what all is discussed: how the school did in the entire year, how many medals they got, what was the result of 10th and 12th, how people did in sports and inter-school events, recitation, debate, various kinds of sports. So basically, you give a report to, and now this is also kind of report that is maintained with numbers, right? That how many students, what kind of results were given in class 10th and 12th CBSE results or any board results. Then about the sports, about the competitions, how is the school progressing, what major development has been done in the school, what new lab has been built, new library has been built, new books have been added, whatever. I mean, whatever major development that school has done, that all of us, that has to be part of the annual report. Right? Now, usually who reads the annual report? The principal. So this is what this first paragraph is about. Now, in the next paragraph, we talk about that how the function, what was the first performance, right? One line about what was it, and another line about that how children expressed, right? So complete one paragraph is about one item. Then comes the middle school. What did the primary kids do? What did the middle school do? And what did the senior school do? This is how three paragraphs are divided. So the middle school showcased the culture of India through folk dances. Now, what was the audiovisual effect? What was the cultural feature? The colorful dresses, and what was the zeal, enthusiasm of the kids, and what all the touches basically of the dance forms and the performances under stage dances that was done. Okay. Then the senior school. Then we're talking about the senior school, what they did, and then and if you see, the energy and the vigor of Bhangra dances. Now, this is our audience perspective. This is not the author's personal viewpoint here. That's this is what you can do. This is what everyone felt, right? The grand finale was a speech by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. He highly praised the performances by the children and appreciated the thought-provoking themes chosen by them. The program concluded with a vote of thanks by Sagar Mehta, the school head boy. Right? It was short, brief. It just tells you about the event. That's it. Right? Any problems that you have so far? Can you do a report writing now if I give you a topic? Lakshita, you don't make the two drafts in the exams. This is for the actual report writing that we're talking about. In exam, you just write the final thing only. Yes, Ishan. The fine readers are usually for the official reports that is published within the organizations. Yes, Bhumika, everything has to be in the proper sequence. Otherwise, the report doesn't make sense. All right. Now, are you ready to write a report on your own? Will you be able to do it? Yes. Okay. So let's write a report. No, this is wrong. You cannot write about what you heard. You have to be very clear about the facts. It is not about what you heard, what you observed yourself personally, right? You may not like the event also, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. For report writing, you may not even like it. You just have to report what happened. You don't have to like the event to report it, right? As your personal opinion doesn't matter in report writing. So you cannot write, I have heard. No, If you look at it again, look at the language used. Do you think anywhere the author is talking about himself or herself? Anywhere she said what this person, he said that he feels this? No, nothing. There is not even a single line that has his opinion. He's just reporting about what happened. Similarly, I want you to read this too. Mm, read this one. Now, this is a newspaper report. Now, anywhere do you think the author is talking about what he feels personally? No, just talking and reporting about straight away that how many cases are increasing, what is the number of deaths that has happened, how this has become a one short of a global pandemic, which country reported the case first, and what does officials think about it, which one is the worst affected, and how it is, right? It's such a short report, but it is a report. Okay, now I want to pick you an exam question from your practice exercises. Let's do this. Okay, question number 2. You're the cultural society president of your college. The principal of your college, Mr. Subhash Kapoor, feels that in the increasingly westernized students, okay, you're a sports reporter, Ajay Singh. Write a report on the one-day cricket match between Australia and India in Melbourne. I think some matches are also going on right now, so I think most of you would be interested in writing about it. You have to report about the one-day cricket match between Australia and India, which is happening in Melbourne, and you are a sports reporter, Ajay Singh. Now write a report. What will be the title? By you're already given Ajay Singh. And how will you start? This is a newspaper report, not magazine, remember, because something is happening live. So this is the newspaper report, not the magazine report. Quickly start writing. Bala Sachna, how would you collect information and then write? This are the steps that I'm talking about. You're supposed to do it in real life. Simple, just start writing, follow the format and write. That's it. Quickly start writing. You are just saying you're supposed to report about the one day cricket match that has happened between Australia and India. This has been organized at Melbourne. The match. I've just got two responses yet. Very good, Bhumika. I'm really happy with your effort. One day match India versus Australia by Ajay Singh. By Ajay Singh. Then comes in Melbourne, and then you have to write the date also, Bhumika. You just missed the date because, of course, you're reporting right after the match, right? So you write the date. Uh, Toss was India won the toss. India won the toss, and the captain chose to do batting first. The target was given to Australia. So the cricketers and Ishik. So basically, she tells about who hits the century and how much run every cricketer made. And then he was Maxwell of Australia, hit only 30 balls, and match was India won the match. Bhumika, your English, I think that needs to be improved. But what you intended to write was correct. So India won the match by 10 wickets. Okay. Okay, now comes the Ankit Mishra. Ankit, you're not supposed to tell about what you hoped. It's not a personal thing. You just have to tell what happened on the ground. That's it. Who won the match, who won the toss, who chose what cricketers did. If there was something interesting that happened, you can mention about it on the ground, not what you felt. Okay. So make sure that you do not talk about your this thing. Guys, remember this is a newspaper report writing. Please follow the newspaper format, which is the title by the author's name. Then you have to write about the, I think, date and then place. No, place and then date. Place and then date. Okay. So you write about the place and date, and then you start with your matter. Surya, you don't have to make it very personalized title too. It has to be very straight. You can use the commentary about how the match was instead of saying interesting. Anyone else? I've just got two, three responses. Quickly. No, no, no. Towards the left, Manvi. Left. So the rest of the matter is still okay. Yeah, that is written in the center by me. Okay, Asha. Just few spelling errors and few sentence structure errors, but it's fine. Rest of you, I can't see your response. It is the most easy exercise given ever about a match. You just simply have to tell who won the toss, how many runs were made by each team, which player played extraordinary. If there was some kind of interesting batting or bowling or fielding, you need to just mention that. And at last, you need to conclude by saying who won the match. That's it. No, I don't watch matches. I don't think I've ever watched any match except few World Cup matches. Yeah, T20 is going on, right? Ishan, report is given after the event is over. So you cannot say the match has just started. No. Then with the completion of Okay, Ishan. Looking at your report, you're not when I said report, that does not mean that you also talk about that everybody shook their hands and the match was over. No, you just have to tell the facts, nothing else. And things have to be in the past tense because it is over. India versus Australia, while first day. Hmm. Okay. And please remember to change paragraphs. Do not write the entire report in one paragraph only. Change your paragraphs. One day match between India and Australia. Uh, Vaishnav, Vaishnav, you cannot change the name. It is Ajay Singh, not Rajiv Singh. Uh, Again, tossing thing doesn't have to be explained. Just simply say toss. Everybody knows how tossing is done. The match was. Who did good? Okay. When the information is given in the question itself, do not change. The match was taking place in Melbourne, not Dubai. One day match was held by Dubai Sheikh. I don't understand. What does that mean? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I think everybody's done. Now, I'm going to not teach you further for today's class. Which, if you, in case have any questions, you can ask me now before we go and call it up for the day. In the next class, we will be mostly discussing the official reports because that is going to take our most of the time. Just simply who won the toss and which player did extraordinarily well, who was man of the match, who was the, uh, who did something brilliant. If there was something interesting, like for example, any player got hurt or injury during the match, you will talk about that too. It's on 20th, Jyoti. Next class is on 20th, on Thursday, 2 to 4. Okay, that's it about it. Yeah, just the highlights basically of the match. Somebody who's not watched the match would just like to know the information. So, the main information. Any more questions about report writing? Now, please understand the difference between the report writing and article writing will be that it does not include the personal opinions or what you think, or any necessary information that you think people needs to know, right? What you need to know is that it is only about what is happening, exactly what to what. That's it, nothing else. Okay, tell me any two features of report writing. Any two features of report writing. Should be in past and should be for an event. Very good. Anybody else? Fact and brief, talking about event which is done in past. Okay, should be in sequence, use past tense only. Very good. All right. So we come to the end of the today's class. I meet you on 20th now, and we will be discussing and finishing your course. I think this is the last class of the subject. So we will be finishing report writing in the next class, and we will be practicing and mostly discussing about official report writing. Have a good evening, guys. Take care.